Today, we're going to talk about some reading skills that you can use when you try to read a text that's a little bit complicated in English. We're also going to talk about some tips for vocabulary to help you understand words that are new and unfamiliar. First, let's talk about reading. The first time we read a text, we should do it quickly to get the general idea of what it's about. At this time, we can also read the title and look at any pictures that come with the text to help us understand it better. In this case, we know that we are reading something about Guy Fawkes Day. If we look at the pictures, we see that there are fireworks in the sky of the city of London. And that means that part of this text is probably about something related to London or England. And now we already have the foundation of what the text is about. After you skim or read through the text quickly to get the general idea, you should read it again a second time to get the details. And this is important because after you read, you're going to do an exercise where you have to answer some true or false questions about what you read. And here, it's going to be very important to remember some of the details about this holiday. You might want to know, for example, who is Guy Fawkes? You might want to know where he lived. You might want to know what happened when he tried to destroy the Houses of Parliament. These are all details of the text that could be extremely important. Now let's talk about vocabulary. Learning new words is a very important part of learning English, and a dictionary is a great resource to look for the meanings of new words. However, it's not always practical. For example, if you're in an exam situation, you won't have access to a dictionary. Not to mention, if you look at the dictionary for every new word that you don't understand, you're going to get really tired really quickly, and you're going to stop reading because it's so frustrating. So I'm going to give you some tips of what you can do when you come across a new or unfamiliar word in a text. The first thing you can do to understand an unfamiliar word is to imagine that you erase the word from the sentence, read the sentence again, and see if you understand it. For example, let's imagine that the word weather is unfamiliar. Let's read the sentence without the word weather and see if we can understand it. The loud noises outside and the cold means it can only be Guy Fawkes Day. Okay, it's clear we are talking about loud things and something cold. And that means when there are loud noises and cold something, it's Guy Fawkes Day. So we don't really need the word weather to understand the sentence. Another thing we can do is think about what the text was talking about, and we can understand a new word based on the context. Okay, let's look at one of the words that's in black letters. Attempt. Perhaps you have no idea what attempt is. So let's read the sentence where it appears. This is to remember a failed attempt to blow up the Houses of Parliament by Guy Fawkes in 1605. If we have read the text, this is easier. After we have read it, we'll know that Guy Fawkes did something to destroy the Houses of Parliament. So perhaps we can determine that if it failed, perhaps attempt means that he tried to do something. Of course, if you are still having problems understanding this new vocabulary, you can use a dictionary. However, try to do this only when it's an emergency. For example, you only go to the hospital when you're really, really sick and you have no other option. So only use a dictionary when you're really, really stuck on a word, you don't understand it based on the context, and you have no other option. Now go ahead and try to use some of the tips you learned to improve your reading and vocabulary while you read the text about Guy Fawkes Day. Then you'll complete exercises 12 and 13. Good luck!